Picture this, folks. Last year, under the Knoxville lights, the Tennessee Vols turned the tides, claiming victory over Alabama, first time in 15 long years. The shock, the disbelief, the sweet taste of an unexpected triumph. But this year in Tuscaloosa, the stakes are higher. Alabama, embarrassed by the Vols, is thirsty for redemption. This ain't just a game, it's a rivalry that runs deep. The Vols have not won in Tuscaloosa in 20 years. So, as the third Saturday of October dawns, we ask, can Tennessee handle the tide, or will revenge be served cold? It doesn't get better than this, folks. So, put your hands together and clap like a bunch of deranged seals. Here's Rocket Man.
Set the stage, if you would be so kind. The biggest game in recent Tennessee football history last year at Neyland Stadium. We stood toe-to-toe. We slugged it out with Alabama. They were embarrassed to have lost that one. And now here we are in a scenario where we haven't won in Tuscaloosa in 20 years. This is big. And here are the 7 things that Tennessee must do to crush the Crimson Tide. Number 1, we have to rely on the rushing powerhouse. Tennessee's got legs and know how to use them. One of the best rushing offenses in the country. Tennessee needs to keep Alabama on their heels. I mean, when you got a ground game like that, why not run with it? Number 2, pressure Alabama's quarterback. Alabama's quarterback, Jalen Milroe. I mean, he may have a higher QBR than our guy, but every quarterback has a breaking point, as we saw with Spencer Rattlesnake, as we saw with Max Johnson last weekend. Tennessee's defense needs to turn up the heat and make sure he feels that little special volunteer love and spirit as he crashes down to his ass. Number 3, discipline, discipline, discipline. See how I did that? I did that 3 times. Listen, penalties have been Tennessee's Achilles heel this season. I mean, come on, fellows. I know that the frontal cortex is not fully developed yet, but come on. Just like a blacksmith tempers steel, the Volunteers need to temper their aggression. Come on, man. Fewer flags mean more chances to plant that flag in the end zone. Get it? Correlation. Number 5, capitalize on turnovers. In the game of football, fortune favors the bold. If Alabama slips, Tennessee has to pounce immediately and score. Doesn't matter whether it's a 7 or a 3, but we got to do that. We have to pounce on a turnover. Number 6, we have to silence the Tuscaloosa roar. Playing in Tuscaloosa is like stepping into a lion's den. I mean, really. But listen, every lion can be tamed. Tennessee needs to make big plays early, quieting the Alabama faithful. That's the lion. That's the lion's den. We need to make that place a second home, because when you can hear a pin drop in an opponent's territory, you know you're doing something right. We have to tame that Tuscaloosa crowd. And number 7, last but certainly not least, Joe Milton. Joe Milton has to run the ball. Student body left, student body right. And then when somebody comes into view, he just crunches them. Joe Milton also has to throw the ball for 200 yards or better for us to have a chance to win. If he doesn't do that, we're not going to win this game. They say 7's a lucky number. And Tennessee's got their lucky charm in Joe Milton. With his arms and his legs, he's due to break out. I thought it was going to be last weekend. It was not. He's still due. He still has the potential to have that very special game. and he has to have it here. This is where he has to have it, is on the road against Alabama. Now, Joe, I hate to put this all on you, but it's all on you. Come on, man, we're behind you. All right, Vol Nation, that's the playbook as I see it. The 7 keys to not only taking it to Bama, but to dominate them in their own house. In this battle, it's all volunteer, heart, and grit. Listen to me. If you like this show, if you like this content, I want you to smack it. That like button. Like it's your girlfriend's bottom. And give me a subscribe too. I will see you later in the week. Go Big Orange.